Big Sife.
Fat Man Scoop, Brooklyn Clan. What's up, y'all? This is Fat Man Scoop. And right now, you watching the sensei, the number one, the king, my dude, Big Brando. He taught me, personally, me, Fat Man Scoop. All you gotta do is keep your mouth closed and your ears open. Listen to the man talk. That's knowledge personified right there. And I wouldn't trust nobody else but my dude, Big Brando. And I said it. Fat Man Scoop, Big Brando. Let's go.
What's happening, everybody? Boy Big Brando, and today let's talk about Supacolor transfers. For whatever reason, this is a very touchy subject for a lot of people out there, especially on TikTok and Instagram. Ever since I started making TikTok and Instagram reels about Supacolor transfers, the comments are always like, hey, why don't you use this company? Hey, why don't you use this company? Now also, those people don't follow me on YouTube, so they don't understand the concept behind my content that I make, that I only make videos about the stuff that I use for my business. When people find me on TikTok and Instagram, they don't understand that part. They're just like, oh, this guy's showing these transfers, why isn't he showing all these other companies? So that's why I'm making this video right here, in hopes that the people that watch on TikTok, I could just send them to this video and be like, hey, look, check it out, all your questions answered in this one video. Now, the reason I make Supacolor videos is because I use Supacolor for my business. Does not mean that any other transfer company out there is trash or garbage. It just means that I use Supacolor for my business. So I make videos about Supacolor because I make videos about my business. Everything on this channel is based around my business. That's all. So if I don't use the same company that you use, chances are I'm not going to make a video about the transfers that you use if I don't use those for my business. Now you're probably thinking, well, why don't you just test them out? Maybe you will use them for your business. Chances are I've already tested them out. Chances are it's not a good fit for my business, so I don't use them. Does that mean that's a bad transfer company that you're using? No, it's not. I'm not the law when it comes to transfers. I just use what works for myself. Now, most of you guys know this, but Supacolor is located in Gardena. Guess what? I am from Gardena, born and raised. Supacolor's shop is literally 1 block away from where I grew up. It is 2 minutes away from this location here, and I can just pick up my transfers. If your transfer company is close to you and your location, and you can pick up those transfers, I do not expect you to use any other transfer company than the one that you can walk to and pick up your transfers. That's dumb. Why would you pay for shipping when you can just get it for free? Just like Supacolor, I can place my order today, and in 2 days, it'll be ready for pickup, and it'll be waiting for me on the will call rack. I walk up there, pick up my transfers, be on my way. Instead of waiting for UPS or FedEx or the post office to deliver my transfers, I know I can just go pick up my transfers and start pressing right away. Outside of the convenience of me being able to pick up a job in 2 days, their customer service is A1, and that's the whole reason why I'm making this video right here. So a lot of people think when I order transfers, I'm ordering it from a Big Brando profile, and Supacolor sees that Big Brando's ordering it, so they treat those transfers with the utmost respect, and they're giving me top quality service because I'm making videos. That's not how it works. My account with Supacolor is through my shop. Supacolor doesn't even know that that's my shop. All Supacolor sees is the shop name, the shop address, and that's all. Sometimes I don't even pick it up. It's people that work at my shop that are picking it up. It's people that work at my shop that are submitting the transfer orders. So a lot of times the name Big Brando and myself and my likeness is not a part of ordering that transfer. So now outside of that, the homies from my shop are ordering transfers for some jobs that they're doing, and they're noticing that the colors are a little bit off. Not on Supacolor's side, but on our side. We're setting up the artwork a little bit wrong. We need a certain color to be printed. And what Supacolor did on their own, they have a whole department that does color separation and all that stuff that looks over the artwork before it's printed. Because you gotta remember, these are screen printed transfers. I'm pretty sure you guys seen the tour. There's a lot of other content creators that took tours of the Supacolor warehouse on how they print their transfers and all that. But the department that's doing the color separations and looking over the artwork before it's printed, if they see anything wrong, they'll reach out. They'll send an email and they'll say, hey, look, we noticed this. Is this what you wanted to do? Should we print it like this, or do you want to resend the file or whatever it is. Now, we had some client supplied artwork that we just threw up on a gang sheet and sent it off, but the colors were off. So what Supacolor did was they reached out and said, hey man, we noticed these colors are off. Let's try to get these blacks a little bit blacker. You're gonna have to set up your artwork like this. This is how you do it. This is what your color profile should look like. So in the future, when you send designs and jobs over, your colors are gonna be spot on. Right? They did this on their own. Like I said, they didn't do this as a favor to me, Big Brando, the YouTube guy. They did this as a favor to a paying customer from a local print shop to say, hey, look, we don't know where this artwork came from. They didn't know that the client sent it to us like that. But before they ran the job, they reached out and said, hey, I noticed this. This is something that I seen and I want to bring it to your attention just to let you know it's going to get printed like this if you say so. But if that's not what you're going for, please send us a new file. By Supacolor's color separation department, working with my guys here at the shop, made me make this video right here. Because I've dealt with a lot of transfer companies in the past and I've been using transfers for a very long time, and you guys know this. It's almost been every single time I send my artwork to the transfer company, they print whatever I send. It doesn't matter if the colors are off, if I sent the raster file on accident, if I sent a low quality file, it doesn't matter. They're gonna print whatever I send them because that's what they do. And then if you need it reprinted because you made the mistake, you have to pay for more transfers. But that's not the case with Supacolor. Like, they literally called out what they seen was wrong and just wanted to double check with the shop to see that everything was good. When I heard this, I said, oh man, this is dope to know, because I know a lot of people aren't making videos about this because maybe they haven't experienced this. But just know that when you send your artwork to Supacolor, there's people and a whole department on the back end looking at the artwork before they color separate it, before they send it to the printers. There's somebody that's going over the artwork to look for stuff like this. And maybe there's other transfer companies that do this, who knows? But I've never had a transfer company reach out to me and catch some corrections or catch some errors or just double check with me that that's the way it's supposed to be ran. I've never had that before. So to see that, I said, oh man, this is crazy. Because chances are we would have sent that artwork off, they would have printed it, we would have got it back, and then the customer would be like, hey man, why the colors look like this? And we're gonna go to the client and be like, well, that's what you sent us, so that's what we printed. That's kind of a shitty way of handling that. But instead, what they ended up doing was catching the error, letting us correct it, worked it with my team to figure out what the issue was and where the colors were being off, and then helped us set up the color profile correctly to print the right transfer, which is crazy to me. So dope to see. And like I said, this isn't a favor that they were doing for myself, and that's what made it even crazier, because if they prioritize myself or other content creators above the regular customer, then I would have an issue with that. Because then I'd be like, wait a minute, man, that's kind of jacked up here. You're gonna give me special treatment, but what about everybody else? I wasn't even attached to this whatsoever at all. Like I said, Supacolor doesn't even know the name of my print shop, so they have no idea on what's going on. So for them to just reach out and help out my shop showed me that this is how they take care of all their customers, which is cool and very reassuring to myself that I get down with a company like this. And this just adds to why I use them. You know what I mean? Outside of consistency and having quality transfers every time, knowing that their customer service is A1 and they stand behind everything they do, which is cool to me. So if you were looking for a quality transfer company that's gonna double check your artwork for you, Supacolor's where it's at. If you don't want to use them, so be it. You don't have to use them. But this is the reason that I use them, and I'm gonna continue to use them just because of this. This is almost like me writing a Yelp review on Yelp, but I'm putting it in video form because of how dope it was for them to catch this error for us. And maybe to some, this is probably not even a big deal. You're probably like, man, you should have sent the correct artwork the first time. Mistakes happen, shit happens. But the proof is in the pudding. You guys already seen the quality of transfer. You see how we lay them down. You see multiple people out here using them. I don't have to explain to you on all that kind of stuff. I'm just letting you know what my experience was as a customer, and as a paying customer at that, what my experience was like, which was really dope. So any other transfer company out there, man, I would say step up the art department, because the customers appreciate that, just like Supacolor does. All right, if you got any questions, if you had a similar experience or a different experience, make sure you leave it in the comments and let me know. I know Supacolor watches the videos. I know they are active in the comment section also, so air it out, let them know. Follow me on Instagram, Big Brando TV. Catch you guys on the next one, man.